Well, if it isn't my favorite person in the whole world, my viewer, singular, just the one. Thanks so much for joining me again. In our previous video, we went over some Bandai Aqua Shooter figures, which were awesome, but they really got me thinking about Bandai's other line, this Gash Conquest, which I loved. I thought these figures were really interesting, especially in terms of design, but I came to the line too late and they got too expensive and I just couldn't really collect them. Fortunately for me though, these Gash Conquest figures have a new spiritual successor called Link Travelers. And during one of my routine browses of AmiAmi's used goods section, I came across basically the entire first series of these. I'm sure a perceptive viewer like yourself will notice these are already open. That's just AmiAmi confirming the contents to make sure I got a complete set. So let's have a quick look at one of our boxes here. This is Link Travelers, the World Ruled by Machines arc. These are a lot more sci-fi compared to the swords and sorcery of Gash Conquest. Yeah, you'll see there's like cool motorcycles and cyborgs and neat stuff like that. But we still have the same character designer who did Gash Conquest, and they also did the Etrian Odyssey video game series, which has great art as well. Love the style. There is a bit of a loose plot connecting everything going on here. There is a little animated short on Bandai's YouTube channel if you want to check that out. It has a terrible AI-generated voiceover in English, but you know, it's tolerable, I guess. And just like Gash Conquest, some of these boxes will contain characters, and others will be accessories, you know, outfits and weapons for the characters themselves. So let's go ahead and see what's in this one. It's a person. It's almost like I peeked before I hit record. We've got 2 baggies of parts and our assembly instructions. The build looks almost identical to what we've seen with Gash Conquest. This stand design might be slightly revised. I could just be misremembering. But as for the pieces themselves, very much like the Gash Conquest stuff. You have the joints assembled right on the sprue, so you don't have to mess with little pins like you did with the Aqua Shooters. The head design seems pretty nice and straightforward. We're just going to pop on the ponytail there, throw in the bangs. We do still have the interchangeable face gimmick like we saw on Aqua Shooters and other similar lines. Already this assembly process is a lot less painful than what we saw with the Aqua Shooters. So everything just pops together nicely. All of our pieces come pre-painted, so we don't have to mess with any stickers or anything like that. The knees here do take a little bit of extra work, just a little more wiggling and finagling, but you know, they'll get in there eventually. Lower body's all finished. So now we get to the part I was most concerned with, which is the shoulders. On the Gash Conquest figures, they gave me a bit of trouble, they kind of let me down, so hopefully they revise that for the new line. So far so good, the joints feel nice and fluid, they move smoothly, and they don't feel like they're going to fall apart on you. But the true test will be once we get it all assembled and start moving it around. Don't want to jinx it, but it's looking pretty good. There we go. Yeah, I do believe we have a winner on our hands here, folks. So this is the Resistance Girl. She's kind of the poster child for the entire line. And let's just go over her articulation. She's got a nice expressive ball joint in the head, these universal shoulders, which feel pretty durable. They don't feel like they're going to split apart and come to bits. We got some lateral movement in the elbows and a nice bend there. Wrist swivel just on a peg. You got an ab crunch. Rotate that around on a ball joint. There's a swivel right there. There's a ball joint in the hip. There's a swivel cut right there where the shorts meet the tights. Got a nice bend there, and that can also be a swivel. And then you got ball joints in the ankles. And here's our comparison with a Gash Conquest figure. This one's just a hair taller just because she's more armored up and got her accessories and stuff on. But same proportions basically, but this just feels more solid. You know, you move this one, that happens. She doesn't come with any extra accessories herself other than a pair of hands so she can hold stuff. But she does have that stand, which I could not get together. The pieces just don't seem to want to fit. I will fight with that off camera. Alright, I got it. Helpful trick if you're assembling these yourself. Put the pieces on the base first, and then start fighting with them. Even then, ugh. Well, the good news about the pieces being that tight, yeah, that's gonna hold a pose for sure. Let's go ahead and set her off to the side. We'll revisit her once we find more of her equipment. But in this next one here, I think that's another character. Yes, that is a face right there. Alright, well I've gone ahead and clipped all the bits off the runners there, and normally we'd only do one assembly segment per video, but this one looks so unique I feel like we gotta cover it too. So this is Nora Marion. She is an android who fights alongside the humans against the machine overlords. This is pretty cool. They give you this nice painted silver piece to show her internal skeleton, and then you can cover that up or leave it exposed as you like. One unfortunate thing about the pieces being pre-painted, this one is painted on the sprue, so when you cut it off there, you're left with that nasty bald patch there. The leg construction is kind of neat. You have this gold internal skeleton, and then you got a sleeve that sort of slips over and pegs in. Right here on the back side, you've got this little space here. You can have a piece that sits flush, or you can have a piece that mimics it being flipped out to serve as a heel, so she has a little stability when she's standing up. The arms are just a couple of pieces, same with on the Resistance Girl. They feel pretty nice. But as for the hands, I'm not sure if you can see that. They kind of overmolded them. There's a little excess material there, so I'm going to have to shave that down so it fits in the wrist. Our android body is all assembled. We're just going to pop on ahead, and she's done. Okay, so Nora Marion. Same range of articulation that we saw on our previous figure. Maybe a little limited in places due to some of the sculpt. Her legs can kick like way out there though, because her hips are so far out. Yeah, she's pretty neat. I look forward to seeing her with all of her accessories. She looks really cool when you add those extra bits. Oh, I should also mention she does just include one set of hands, these open palm hands, so she won't be able to use some of the grippable weapons we see later in the line. Alright, so we have one more character to build after this, and that should be this box right here. Again, we've got two baggies of parts. This is the team leader, and we will quickly assemble her off camera. Alright, we got her all assembled here, and she's looking pretty... So we've got her all assembled here, and as you can see, she's pulling very much from other famous sci-fi anime properties. But she was the easiest build by far, because she's, you know, molded in these very simple black plastic pieces. She doesn't have like the part separation we saw on her with the shorts back there, so this is just one single piece. It does mean we lose the thigh swivel, but she has it in the knee, so it kind of works out. Yeah, I like her design. She's pretty cool. Here she is with the other humanoid in the line. They make a nice duo, I like that. But they could definitely use some accessories. So let's get to that. So this first one is accessories for Nora Marion. Got some good color going on there. Got two baggies, lots of paint on these pieces. Seeing some new hips, some new legs, new accessories. Just go ahead and borrow her. And there's almost as many pieces as Nora Marion herself. So this is going to be a little involved. Let's get her armored up. And here we have our updated Nora Marion exterior with her extra armor set. These legs were really interesting to put together. You have like this kind of rubbery sleeve that goes over everything. Her hips have gotten even wider. She's got these gauntlet things that are just held on by these ball jointed connections here. And a new cheeky grin. I think I prefer the other expression more, but I love all the detail up here in the head. It's like so much paint and translucent detail and these little bits here. Yeah, I like that face better. But I do just want to note how much extra character you get by tampoing the eyebrows in over the hair. That's really cool. I forgot to mention she does have a new set of heel spurs. They do the same thing as the other ones. You can have a set where they're flush with the back of the leg, or you can have them flipped out so they can serve as actual heels. Okay, now she's kind of showing up everyone else, so they got to get accessories of their own. This one is... Oh yes, okay. This is a new look for our Resistance Girl, but it features bunny ears and like a new face. It's gonna be great. So in addition to all these belts and pouches and cool stuff like that, we also get a new revised display stand. Here's the original one that came with the figure, and then here is the new one. You got this whole armature here that moves around. Yeah, that took a bit. We do have an entirely new torso here that's layered up. I think there's like 4 layers here. And then like this pouch thing is like a separate piece here. Got these new boots, you got this here. You got the bunny ears and the new face. The bunny ears just friction on top. I wish they pegged in like they do on her for her headdress thing. But yeah, as long as you don't jostle it around too much, it should be okay on there. That expression. Yeah, the new boots are fine. They were kind of fiddly to put together. I like this action. I look forward to new arms though. They look a little weird, just bare like that. I may end up mixing and matching different pieces from different sets to make my ideal loadout for each character. But let's get on to our next one here. This is more stuff for the Resistance Girl. This is kind of her main accessory set you see on all the boxes, where she's got the cool hat and the big puffy jacket and the translucent sword. Yeah, like these new arms here are exactly what she needs to go with this outfit. But I'm going to return her to her default state, and then we are going to just look at this accessory pack on its own, and then we can mix and match later. And here's what's new in this pack. You get the hat, you get the new face, you get this overlay jacket piece and the new arms. There's 2 sets of hands. You got open ones for holding things, and then just kind of relaxed ones. And the new stand. We got another one of those. Yeah, I like the weapon a lot. Not crazy about this expression. I get it's supposed to be a little more intense, like she's, you know, in combat, but she just looks bewildered and frightened. I think everything on this set you could also use on her back there. Couldn't use the boots from the previous one on her because she doesn't have this seam here where you can swap it out. But yeah, you know, you can pop a hat off of her and just go there. Perfect. Okay, 2 outfits left, and then we got onto the vehicles. So this one is, that looks like the bunny one again, except now it is in black and yellow. And of course we do have a new alternate face there. Well, it seems I picked the right face for this one, because when I was trying to get these boots assembled, which are quite the pain honestly, I accidentally twisted off her entire leg. It looks like it might be fixable. We'll see what we can do. But there you go. She's got 1 leg and bunny ears. But yeah, it's really unfortunate what I did to the leg there. I will say they don't feel fragile. That was just me strong-arming the thing and just being impatient. So use a light touch when you're dealing with stuff like this. We'll give her a break to recover while we move on to that very last accessory pack. And we know our very last accessory set is going to be the jacket, the big puffy jacket, and a hat in red. And because she isn't doing too well, we're going to throw it on this one to change things up. It kind of works with her. Of course, she has a lot less going on under there, so this coat is kind of puffed up and looks a little weird. Also the hat, you know, doesn't stay on the best. But I like colors in relation to her, you know, darker palette. And we do have another alternate face. This is this nice, peaceful, serene one. Hopefully this will be her expression after she gets out of the action figure hospital. So the only 2 boxes left kind of go together. They are these vehicle sets here. And if you're buying these in person, they're very easy to spot because they're super packed. You can just squeeze it and you can feel. Okay, so here's box number 1, and here's box number 2. There's a lot going on. And of course, no instructions. No instructions for any of this. Any of this. Any of this.
1 year hence.
Alright, I'm back. These things are proper model kits. They are transforming mecha, and they are as complicated as that sounds. Especially without instructions. This little guy, not so bad. You know, you look at a picture from the front and the back and you can mostly figure it out. It's only a handful of pieces. Not too terrible. But this thing, I'm still not convinced I have this assembled right. There's so many pieces. These things are on like their own little armatures. Like this moves and this moves and this moves. So how do these interact with the figures? This one makes like a fun little jetpack thing. We'll use Nora Marion here to help show it off. These wing sections are on hinges and swivels, so you can situate them as you like. These rotate around, and then these pieces in the back are hinged, but I think that's for transformation. For this thing, the internal sections here are articulated, and you can fill those full of weapons if you got a bunch of extras. Yeah, just like that. These shield bits are on armatures, so you can rotate them around, situate them as you please. I got a big, nice rubbery tire in the front, and then you can put some on the back here. So something like that, or you can flip this down and do like a unicycle style thing. But the appeal of these isn't their individual modes, it's what you can do when you combine the two of them together. So for this one, we're gonna rotate these around, we're gonna slap them together, and then we're gonna flip this assembly back, just like that. And then for this one, we'll go ahead and move these shield bits out of the way so we can kind of see what's going on here. You're gonna move this entire assembly up, flip this tire to the back, and then rotate out our handlebars, and then just slap them together right there. As for the shield parts, official transformation has you like flip in these little wheels, but I kind of like how they line up nicely with the rear wheel there, so that's how I'm gonna do it. And there you go, you got a nice beefy motorcycle. It's not quite 3 3/4 inch scale, but it's getting close. You could almost stick a G.I. Joe on there. Here's what it looks like with a rider on the back. I really love the look of this combined form, but I am dreading building it a second time. That's right, I went ahead and ordered another set. This is the premium color one that has some additional paint. Same mold, but just a lot more color. But I'm probably going to save this for a short or something in the future. Maybe I can go over the assembly in depth and give people a better idea of how to throw it together if they're struggling with this thing, because it's a lot. But what I will do today for the finale is these ones here. This is actually the villain of the first arc. This is Marion, just standard Marion, who is our evil machine. Very similar to Nora Marion back there, but she has a different color palette. This Marion includes a little pamphlet for the Gashbon series she came from. We can see some weapons that aren't included in this set, some new outfits and accessories. You have the hat again and the boots, but these are in white instead of dark gray or red. And then you've got the Resistance girl, but she's in like shorts and a crop top. Here is our menacing Marion. This is the heavy coating version, so it comes with a little extra paint. You got some little pips there, you got the green there, extra on her hands, and then also kind of a pearlescent finish to some of the pieces. Oh, and some extra paint on the back of her head. Very nice. But of course, if I was going to order the villain, I needed her in proper regalia, so I got all her extra accessories too. First up, we have the exterior set. This is very similar to what we saw with Nora back there, but I am seeing some new pieces like these and these, so we'll give her a different silhouette. Here is our very regal Marion exterior. I love these colors, the neon pinks and golds. It doesn't seem like something that should work together, but it absolutely does. There's that new headdress there. She's got these new bracers and the new legs. We'll do a side-by-side with her sister. I think I prefer these colors more, but they both look excellent. But we aren't done yet. We've got more. We've got a weapon set here done up in this glorious gleaming gold. These will just take the place of these gauntlet armor bits. And now she is ready to throw down. These look industrial. These look like some heavy-duty machinery. Very nice. And our very last set is this nice little skirt. Just a couple of pieces, but we see that same nice pearlescent shiny finish that we've seen on all the other Marion parts. We'll come around to the back here. This just goes in the peg hole for the display stand. And then these will just fold in, pull the arms down, and we have our completed Marion. Very nice little figure now that we piled all that extra stuff onto it. I mean, I liked it a lot in the first place, but everything just kind of added to the package. So what do we think of this line? I mean, as long as you're snagging them for retail or lower, there's a ton of value packed into each and every one of those little boxes. Even if you pick up just one individual character, like they're nice standalone little action figures on their own, even without all the fancy accessories. Oh, and her leg's better now, by the way. I got that glued. It's fine. All right, well, I'm all link traveled out, so let's do our gacha pull and call it a day. There's one. I am seeing an assortment of Sanrio characters in there, so this is probably one of those late for school Sanrio ones that we saw in our previous video. Yes. So in our last video we got Pom Pom Purin, but we still need like My Melody and Cinnamoroll and Hello Kitty. And the blue one is of course Cinnamoroll. So again we got the little dust cloud getting kicked up behind Cinnamoroll as they speed off to class. Now, before I sign off, I would like to talk about this not so inconspicuous case of trading cards that's been floating around for most of this video. I would like to do this as, if not my next video, a video in the very near future, but in order to do that, we need to hit 1,000 subscribers. So I need you guys to help me out, send any of my videos you find palatable to, friends and loved ones, and get them to subscribe, and then we will open these Gundam cards that I've been sitting on for like a month now. But that's a topic for another day. In the present, I would like to just thank you for watching this video and being a part of the channel. I really appreciate that I am able to do this, and that people voluntarily watch it and occasionally say nice things about it. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.